Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Hog Talk. This week we're going to be doing the AFC and NFC Championship preview game, as well as our opinion on some of the new coaching hires that have happened in the past week in the NFL. First game we're going to start with is the AFC Championship, Cincinnati Bengals at the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. All right, what do you guys think? Abhi, you can go first.
Honestly, I think for the Chiefs versus the Bengals game, I feel like it's gonna be really important that both sides. I mean, they're both really explosive offenses. They have very good receiving cores and two young quarterbacks that can make things happen. But I do feel like the Buccaneers, not the Buccaneers, the Bengals have something to prove this game because that'll just show that they are a contending team. Like in the beginning of this season, everybody was like, "Oh, they're gonna go like 4-13," and which isn't the case. Like they won their division. So I think this is like their game to like prove to the rest of the NFL that they are also a comparable team. I think some key factors are going to be Jamar Chase, like I said before, and Travis Kelce. Yeah, those are like the top receivers for either team. So we're going to have to see.
Yeah, I agree with you, Abhi. I also think this game, I think it's going to be a great game to watch. Like last week, I think versus the Bills and uh the Bills and the Chiefs game, how it was just a quarterback showing of how great both quarterbacks can be. I think this game could be something similar to that. We know Patrick Mahomes is ready to have a great game, and Joe Burrow is, he's really special as well. And I think it's going to be a huge quarterback game. But ultimately, I think what this game is going to come down to is, I think it's going to come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes, because we know that both offenses are explosive. On the Bengals, they have Jamar Chase, um, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and also can't forget Joe Mixon, top three running back. So, and then on the Chiefs, there's like everyone, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Nicole Hardman, you know. So, yeah, I think it's just going to be which quarterback can just control the game better for their team.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Saaketh. I think that's a good point, and I think adding on to that point, that's why I think that playoff experience, especially like this experience, like itself in the playoff matters so much. I think that's why I like the Chiefs in this game. Uh, to your point, actually, I think the Bengals have done a great job, regardless. Joe Burrow has played great. Last week against the Titans, it looked like he was sputtering a little bit here and there, but I think that's because any really good defense in a playoff atmosphere on the road is going to be tough to play against, right? So I think Joe Burrow did a great job there. He didn't turn the ball over as much as Ryan Tannehill, and I think that's what ultimately decided the game. Uh, and now heading into a week where they have to play Mahomes at Kansas City, they beat Kansas City at home, but Arrowhead Stadium in the playoffs is just a different beast, right? So I think that in that atmosphere, Burrow needs to either, he needs to stay calm and be able to manage the game. And I think that it comes down to whose secondary makes the most plays, or
Yeah.
whoever whose secondary can make sure that they make the least mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that the Chiefs. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you got this. You go.
What? Oh yeah, sorry. Because we know that the Chiefs secondary has actually, in the second half of the regular season, they've been playing well, but after they lost to Cincy, they've struggled a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how they game plan for.
Yeah, like kind of adding on to what you said, Santosh. Like this is the Chiefs' third time in a row going to the AFC Championship. Obviously, 2 years ago they won the Super Bowl. So that Arrowhead Stadium, like you said, is going to be going nuts. There's going to be a lot of atmosphere and energy going into this game. It's just the like, if the Bengals want to win, like they are the underdog in this situation. If they want to win, they're going to have to like silence the noise and just play football for 4 quarters.
Yeah, I think also, in addition to playing in Arrowhead, what just makes it harder is, like the feel, like you get like, the nerves are also huge, but also the temperature in Arrowhead in January. I'm pretty sure tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 30s, low 40s. So, it's going to be cold, and in the cold, it's going to be sunny, but like in the cold, I know from experience, like like throwing the football, if like, catching a bullet could really hurt your hands when it's that cold. And just adding to the sound level in Arrowhead Stadium is going to be really hard for the Chiefs offense to operate. But I think the defense for the Bengals is really going to be what needs to step up if the Bengals want to win this game. Trey Hendrickson is a great pass rusher, as we've seen this season. He really needs to, disrupt Mahomes, because we know what Mahomes can do with time. And sometimes we've seen what he can do even without any time. So getting to Patrick Mahomes is going to be what they need to do, and not get burned over the top by all that speed that Kansas City has. So yeah.
What do you, let's give our score predictions for the game if we have any.
Yeah, I think I'll go first. I think my final score prediction for this game is 38-35, with the Chiefs winning. Last second field goal. I think it's going to be a long last second field goal for Harrison Butker, and he's gonna make it for the win. But I do think the Bengals offense will be on fire. Especially, I don't know if Tyrann Mathieu is playing or not, but we saw what the Bills could do without Tyrann Mathieu in that secondary. And I think late into this game, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are going to feel the urgency and they're going to start to get fired up.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a pretty close game, like you said. Kind of like last week. I mean, Patrick Mahomes like marched down the field in overtime and scored in the back of the end zone with Travis Kelce. I mean, that was just an amazing play. Like set of plays in the entire drive was just beautiful to watch. But I do feel like it's gonna be a close game. It's probably gonna be like 21-23, probably something really close like that. With the Chiefs winning, because they do have more they had more time in the pro season, so they have more experience that way.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point, Abhi. I think it'll be a little high scoring. I don't know if in the cold. Obviously they have the talent. I don't know if they can go 38-35, like Saaketh said. They very well might be. I see it playing out as like I like the Chiefs in this game, like I said earlier. I think it'll be like around 31-28 or somewhere in that range, or maybe 31-27, something like that, with the Chiefs winning. But yeah, let's move on to the Rams 49ers game. Who wants to give their opinion on that first?
I'll go. So basically, Rams 49ers, it's a divisional game. These two teams have played twice in the regular season, and they're playing again to see who goes to the Super Bowl. What makes this game super interesting is that on paper, the Rams are the better team, but the 49ers have been on fire lately. Team chemistry and team dynamics is at an all-time high. And I think what really sets the key factor is that the 49ers have been the Rams' kryptonite these past, few years, you could say even. The Rams just haven't been able to like, win against the 49ers, you could say. So I think with that in mind, the Rams feel like they have something they need to prove. And with that talent, I think they're all gonna do well on the Rams side. And on the 49ers side, I think Jimmy Garoppolo also has something he wants to prove to show to the San Francisco organization and to the city that he is still going to be the quarterback for years to come, even though they have Trey Lance.
I think for this game for Rams 49ers, it feels like a really interesting matchup because we've seen this matchup in the NFC West for past few years. And it's really been the 49ers really taking most of the games, kind of like how the Rams have taken most of the games from us, right? It's just such a game of chess when it's Kyle Shanahan versus Sean McVay because they know each other really well, but Shanahan always seems to find a way to outcoach him at the right time of each game and to use portions of his game plan that McVay may not have known about. I think that it's a good game for the Rams because if they're at home, they beat the Bucks last week, and honestly, I think they have a lot of momentum coming in. But I think that it's hard to predict a game like this, especially when the 49ers have won so many games recently against the Rams. You want to say that the 49ers would win, but honestly, you never know. As much as I hate the Rams, and I hate the Rams more than the 49ers, I do think the Rams have a good chance in this game, especially with how good of a coach McVay is. He's obviously going to game plan more for this game. And with a conference championship at home, and I'd say that the 49ers don't have, I think the Rams have a better roster than the 49ers. Of course, it doesn't always come down to that, but I do think if this game was ever decided on a coin toss, I mean, that's probably what it would be. But yeah, I do like the Rams in this game, but it's hard to predict a winner. And I do think that Deebo Samuel will either have an impact or be the key piece to like the 49ers not being able to get started because McVay playing for.
Yeah, I also think, like you said, the Rams on paper are a better team. If you've seen the past couple weeks, their wide receiver core has been amazing, outstanding. Like Cooper Kupp has been saucing people up like everywhere on the field, and then there's OBJ, which you like need to cover. Otherwise, he's gonna break out, and then they also have to deal with Tyler Higbee. Yeah, like it's a beastly receiving core. Like there's no doubt about it. But I feel like it's gonna come down to, like last time Saaketh said, it's gonna come down to whoever makes the least amount of mistakes. Like they're both two very comparable teams, and I hate both of them. But I think the Rams will win this game just because they have more people that want to win and like kind of need to win. Because OBJ, this is like his own one of his only like postseasons. Like he wants to win. He wants to go to the Super Bowl. Like Cooper Kupp wants to go to the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald wants to go to the Super Bowl. Like we haven't talked about Aaron Donald. Like
Matthew Stafford
wants to go to the Super Bowl. Like it's a big stage.
I don't think there is the player that doesn't want to go to the Super Bowl, but
some more so than others. Like because like
who are we talking about? Jay Cutler?
OBJ.
You don't think OBJ wants to go to the Super Bowl?
I think
he does. He's never been to the Super Bowl. That's like
I mean, yeah, but if you talk about
what I'm saying, I think that every player wants to go to the
yeah,
Super Bowl.
yeah. Who wouldn't want to go to the Super Bowl? I want to go to the Super Bowl, man. I want the Seahawks to go to the Super Bowl.
49ers are just as motivated. It's the revenge or whatever. That's what we see. on like the hashtags on social media. It's like 40 Niners revenge tour or something like that. Yeah, I mean the
Yeah.
both team has motivation. It's just like just comes down to who controls the line of scrimmage. For the other game, I don't think it doesn't come down to that for line of scrimmage. But I think for this game, with how teams with these teams, how good their defenses are and how good their running games are, I think it'll come down to who controls the line of scrimmage. I think.
Yeah,
that's
I
what-
think
Yeah.
I think this game is gonna depend on, actually I don't say this very often, but who can have the best run game and play action game off of that, because we know both teams run you know, the what is it, the Rams run a lot of motion. The 49ers get Debo in some weird looks, man. I'll say that. You know, I don't think there's been a spot where he hasn't been on the field. You know, they line him up outside in the slot at running back. I wouldn't be surprised if they line him up at tight end at some point in the game.
They've lined him up at quarterback, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you know. So I think it's just going to be who can run the ball the best, and then build off of the play action game of that, because we know both teams have a great play action game. Debo downfield, Brandon Ayuk over the middle for the 49ers, and you know, Cooper Cup down the middle and OBJ on the sidelines for the Rams.
Interesting.
I mean-
OBJ on the sidelines.
Well, I mean, like OBJ, like
Yeah.
get not on the sideline, but like he can do a lot. Like
yeah,
if you send him on like corner routes or like comeback routes, he can do a lot and get upfield and go out of
so like
bounds.
outside the numbers, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do our score predictions, guys. Abhi, what do you think?
I think it's gonna be a really high scoring game. Like they're both two high powered offenses, like powerhouses at this point. I mean, I'd say it's gonna be like 35-30, some high scoring game like that. It's gonna like depend on the fourth quarter.
I think actually contrary to Abhi, I don't think it'll be as high scoring of a game. I think it will be like a good scoring game. We'll see a good amount of touchdowns, but not as much.
Debo
I think-
Samuels exists.
I know, but like Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey exist
Have
as
you
well.
ever seen the Rams defensive line?
Yeah, like
Two Hall of
they have
Famers.
Von Miller now too. They have Von Miller too.
Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald, Jared.
Okay. I get it.
They picked up Eric Weddle. I know. He
Yeah,
is
Like I'm telling you, the real piece is it's right there, front seven. It's all about them.
yeah, so I mean, I think the final score will be 24-21 with the Rams winning. Contrary to the score, I think they'll, like, if you watch the game, you'll see that the Rams have control for most of the game. Every so often you'll see the 49ers, you know, gain some momentum, but I do think the Rams will win comfortably, contrary to my score prediction.
I think it'll be somewhere in the mid-20s. And I don't know if it'll be as high scoring because both teams have good defenses. I think depending on the condition of Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, because I think they were both injured last week. So I mean, of course, they'll play this week because they have to. But depending on how like 100% they are, or however their condition is, I think the Rams will either take the game or it'll become really close and 49ers could take it at the last second. I think for now I'll give the Rams the win, as much as I don't want to, at around 27-21 or 27-24, something like that.
Yeah.
But
So
that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching another week of Hawk Talk. If you guys want more videos, any ideas, just put them in the comments, and we're gonna be doing a Super Bowl video as well, so make sure you're looking out for that. But yeah.
That's it for this time. We didn't actually get to the coaches because this is a bit of a long video, so we had to cut it short. But we will probably do a coach video sometime soon. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Go Hawks, and we'll see you in the next video.